By now you might be saying, okay, so I want to do this, but how do I get jobs?
Not so fast. Now, we're always going to tell you to get training before you begin trying to get clients. It's not just ripping and reading like we used to say in radio.
And that harkens back to a time when news would come across the wire and the person would rip the paper off the printer and just go to the mic and read.
This just in.
Yeah, like that.
We get it. You're excited to get started and work on this new career, but it's like anything that requires training or nuance.
Would someone learning guitar take one lesson and then feel confident enough and ready to play on stage live with a band in front of thousands of people?
This applies to voiceover. It's a craft, and your voice is an instrument to understand and control. And there are tons of subtleties in each of the VO genres, so pick which one you're going to do and train. Then when you're ready,
get your home studio set up and continue working on setting yourself up for success in your VO business, because you must consider it a small business. Train and keep training. It'll set you apart.
And the training is fun, but when you feel like you have your sea legs under you, know the foundations of voiceover, and have something to offer the clients, then get your demo made, possibly join some online pay-to-play sites, we call them P2Ps, and get a few agents, and work to get an agent in each part of the country too.
Now, when it comes to P2Ps, we interviewed Voice123 CEO Rolf Feldman, who had some great insight into their platform, which you may want to check out on our YouTube channel as well as our podcast, wherever you like to listen to podcasts.
But it was when we interviewed Natasha Marchevka, a VO talent and co-creator of Voice123 Pros, where we found that she had some great advice about when to get on Voice123. Don't do it until you're ready and have something to offer. And that's for a variety of reasons. You always want to not only put your best foot forward, but also on behalf of the VO community.
If clients don't hear solid talent on P2P sites, then it doesn't represent us as an industry very well. So get training and only do it when you're ready.
But when you are ready, Voice123 is a great online platform. We also like Bidalgo, VOplanet.com, and there are a few others. Just do your due diligence to see which platforms would work best for you.
Each platform offers something really unique, so ask around in voiceover groups which platform is working for different talent and why.
Remember, this is your VO business, your voiceover business, so you have to get into a mindset of, I'm building a career from the ground up, and this is one part that can bring in revenue. The key?
You have to know what you're doing, so you bring value to other people in their businesses.
I think we've amply hammered home the point that training is necessary, and only offer your services when you feel you have at least a good grasp of what you bring to the table.
But that's the cool thing about VO. You can start getting work fairly early, especially with people within your sphere of influence.
You know people that no other talent will know. Share with friends, family, and associates what you're up to, that you're training to be a voiceover talent. Everyone will think it's cool, and more often than not, if they don't need your services, they may know someone who does.
You can also create your own content. Make stuff for YouTube or your socials. Start stepping out and just create. With the tech and the apps right on your smartphone, you have a ton at your disposal.
To give you an example of what I had to get out of my brain, here's something that I called the Voicetrix. It's weird, it's about voiceover, but most importantly, it was fun.
I know you're out there, thinking you're still in control, voicing deceit, twisting truth, subjugation and death the endgame. But I can hear through you. I've been here all along, loudly whispering to those willing to listen. More are waking to the truth. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how this is going to begin. I'm gonna turn up the volume and tell these people what you don't want them to hear. What the real world is like. A world without you.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just needed a line for level. Sit tight.
Sorry, man. I was just getting in my head a little bit.
Okay, Mike.
Oh, that was quick.
Client has decided to recast. You have been released.
Wait, what?
Thanks for nothing. Thanks for wasting everyone's time.
Okay, you didn't have to go that far.
As a VO talent, if all you do is the basics, like follow directions, you'll be good to go. But never, ever take off the engineer.
I should have taken my blue pill. Why didn't I take the blue pill?
As long as you have time and resources and it's fun, why not create for the sake of creating?
Something else you could do to get experience is volunteer at a radio reading service for the blind. You may have one in your neck of the woods. In Atlanta, it's called the Georgia Radio Reading Service.
From our days in radio, we know station production directors usually need fresh voices on commercials, so reach out to radio stations. Ask if they have any need for voice talent commercials they produce. They could be needing more voices.
Here's the thing though, in radio, they probably aren't going to pay you, but you can always ask for a copy of the commercial of your voice, so offer to volunteer it.
And only for the beginning of your career.
Yeah.
Later on, you need to be paid for that. Get a copy of the final product and you can use it in the meantime just as a sample to share with someone who's interested.
Utilize that until you're able to get a professionally produced demo.
Team up with other people to create things. Go to acting classes, improvisation classes, voiceover classes and workshops, and make connections. This is fun stuff that can lead to some great relationships and possible work.
Okay, so far we've talked about getting started. We recommend an intro to voiceover workshop so that you get the lay of the land.
Then invest in yourself, take classes, and really learn the craft.
Acting or improv classes will help immensely.
Learn how to record yourself in a DAW and think about equipment that you'll need. Don't forget kit.co/pro voiceover training.
Think about setting up your home studio and treating it well with the correct sound absorption treatment.
And check out free ways to learn outside of classes, like watching the videos we have on this YouTube channel or our AVS podcast or other voiceover podcasts.
Like VO Buzz Weekly, Voiceover Insider Podcast, Voice Acting Mastery with Crispin Freeman, Talkin' Tunes with Rob Paulson. There's a plethora of podcasts.
There's other stuff to chat about too, like demos, agents, the union. When it comes to demos, you will need a professionally produced demo to get an agent. Do not do this on your own. Put in the work to get training and only get a demo when you're ready.
Red flag alert, red flag alert, red flag alert. If anyone promises you a demo after only a few training sessions, you should probably run the other direction.
Sure, it'll showcase what you can do at that point, but if you can't reproduce or recreate what you did in that demo session,
it'll work against you.
Yeah, we've seen it before. Talent hired because of a read they did on their demo.
Then they get to the studio, and one, they can't do that same type of read or spec that the client heard in the demo.
And two, they don't know how to take direction.
Promptly fired, and another talent brought in. And this is why you need to train. You have to know what you're doing.
You don't want to be that talent who's hired and then fired. You may not work with that person ever again.
So don't rush it. Train, and only when you're ready, find someone to produce your demo who is 1, a professional,
2, who produces demos regularly.
3, keeps up with the trends. If you want a commercial agent, they're going to want a commercial demo, and they'll probably want it professionally done, not homemade.
Even if you want to get into animation, you should have a background in commercial work and training. It's how agents get a lot of their money.
We produce demos here, and if you want to hear what a demo sounds like, you can go to our demo page at atlantavoiceoverstudio.com.
You know what? Let's play our demos here. I mean, normally demos should be anywhere from a minute to a minute 15, but here Mike compiled it to a quick 30 seconds as sort of a highlight demo.
Introducing the limited edition Budweiser Discovery Reserve.
Oh, hi. We're Warby Parker.
After The Walking Dead,
Talking Dead is here.
It feels like a new beginning and a new world.
Sunday nights after The Walking Dead on AMC.
Hey! Ah!
First, they're sour. Then they're sweet. Sour Patch Kids. Sour, sweet, gone.
the all-new Jeep Wrangler pickup.
No big game party is complete without buttery tasting Ritz crackers and the real Coke taste and 0 calories of Coke Zero.
The other demo I have is about a minute 30. It's longer than what's normal, but I figure if people don't want to listen to the whole thing, they won't. But you do want your demo to highlight what you do and your strongest types of reads. Let's listen to Heidi's.
At Sweet Green, we connect people to real food, made in-house from scratch. Come try our Tiger Bowl with kimchi and other great foods you've probably never heard of. It's a celebration of savings at the Belk Anniversary Sale starting Wednesday, and we're thanking you for over 125 years of support with great buys on fashion for the whole family. It's not your everyday blanket. It's the Gravity Blanket. Go hug yourself. Available at Brookstone. Most of us have never really been thirsty. We simply turn on the tap and water comes out. Yet there are 663 million people on the planet who don't have clean water. Charity Water brings safe drinking water to people in developing nations. Donate today.
I just got home from Sky Zone.
But maybe with the wrong kid.
No, it's fantastic. This kid is elated, appreciative, radiant, yet exhausted, and, well, just amazing.
Help us make wishes come true for amazing kids. Build-A-Bear is working with Make-A-Wish to create unforgettable experiences for those who need them most. Time to destination.
And she's actually in the middle of updating hers, and that's because the trends have changed and she wants to showcase her range.
But those two should give you a good idea of what to shoot for. Once you get your demo, shop it around to agencies all over the US. When you get a demo made with us, we also give a voiceover resource PDF to help you do just that.
But no matter where you go, I can't stress this enough, and we can't. Save up the money and get it done professionally. It's worth the investment. And outside of getting your home studio set up correctly, it's the only other really big investment in your voiceover business.
You need to do this right because agents you send your demo to will compare it to others that they receive.
Yeah.
You could have the best reads in the world, and if it's a bad production, they might toss it, and someone else could get chosen instead of you.
So make it worth your while and theirs. And then, unless you've already been auditioning on pay-to-play sites, once you get your new agent, they'll start sending you
auditions! This is the fun part. It's the time to put all your training to good use.
When you get to this point, you should already have covered how to do auditions and what format to send it back in, how to label your files, all that. You should have taken care of all that and learned it in classes that you've already taken.
Your agent should have the breakdowns and specs within the body of the audition email they send and how they want it sent back and when they need it by.
That's big. It's a good idea to send it back as soon as you can, but don't rush to get it in. Make sure you do a solid job and then email it back to your agent or upload it, depending on their directions in the email, and don't send it back at the last minute or late.
Remember, when you get signed to an agent or agency, you all are on the same team. It's okay to ask questions as you get accustomed to working together.
Always come at it from a standpoint of curiosity and never point fingers at your agent. They have a ton going on and have many more things to focus on than just you or us.
Yeah. Often we'll get asked about joining the union. Now, this can get complicated because there are nuances to it, so we're not going to go too deep into this.
Yeah, we don't want your eyes glazing over. But basically, the union is SAG-AFTRA.
Ultimately, you'll have to decide whether you want to join the union or not.
If you can audition for and book enough union work, it can work to your advantage. And if you make enough, you'll be able to get some really good insurance as well. But if you join the union, you can only do union work.
But you may have more opportunities, book more, and can make the bulk of your money on non-union jobs. Maybe you don't audition for many union jobs, and it wouldn't work in your favor, and you're better off not joining.
Or you can join FICOR and do both union and non-union. It's up to you. So when the time comes and you think that it might be in your best interest, there are resources out there and coaches and mentors to help you process through it. Do what's right for you and your voiceover business.
And in case we haven't said this enough, when you get into voiceover, while you can train and do it as a side gig, if you really want to make a go of it, you must look at it like a business.
If you're a creative, that can be tough. But as you train and invest in yourself and your equipment, there's always room to book, and there's always room to improve your business.
That's a great thing about voiceover. You don't have to know everything right up front, and you don't have to have everything in the beginning to get started.
We could go into a bunch of other things like auditioning and what a slate is and how to label files, but nowadays that just depends on the agency, pay-to-play site, and clients.
And these are things that you'd learn about if you end up taking classes or workshops.
I mentioned earlier that we touch on the classes that we offer either in person or live via Zoom at the Atlanta Voiceover Studio,
or on-demand courses at provoiceovertraining.com.
Heidi and I created both to be a place where anyone starting out in voiceover wouldn't have to search all over and try and find training.
We wanted to make it easy for you to get started in VO, learn the basics and progress, and we wanted each class to build on the last so that you could create a really solid foundation.
The Intro to Voiceover workshop that we have at the Atlanta Voiceover Studio, either live or in person via Zoom,
or on demand at provoiceovertraining.com, is meant to give you a 30,000-foot view of the voiceover industry, filling you in on even more than we did right here.
After that, we have a beginner voiceover intensive class that builds on that information, and this is a class where you truly start learning the foundations of voiceover.
By the end, you'll have learned about your instrument, your voice, how to use it, the different specs in commercial voiceover, how to do the different types of reads, and how to get there, and you should be comfortable being able to audition.
And from there, we have other classes that have to do with learning how to record and edit your auditions, how to connect with a copy, and a whole lot more.
So if you're interested, head to atlantavoiceoverstudio.com and you can look at all our classes and workshops. They're all either in person or live via Zoom.
Or if you want to take your classes with you wherever you go, on-demand lessons are at provoiceovertraining.com.
We'll keep this YouTube channel updated with free information, and we always seem to be interviewing someone great on our podcast too. It's a great resource. Yeah.
Okay, we covered a lot.
Sure did.
So please like the video if we helped you today and subscribe for more content.
Thanks so much for watching, and keep checking back for more videos to help you in your voiceover journey from Atlanta Voiceover Studio and provoiceovertraining.com.
If you'd like to continue your voiceover training, head on over to provoiceovertraining.com where you can take classes on demand in video form.
Or if you'd like to take classes in person or live via Zoom, you can go to atlantavoiceoverstudio.com and look under classes and workshops in the menu.
Thanks for watching, and keep checking back for more videos to help you in your voiceover journey.